Hello, this is Mr. Rasmussen with Algebra 2, Lesson 109, and we have fractional exponents where we'll be removing some parentheses. So the first one is an introduction, just very simple. We have one term inside there. 2 cubed is 8, and then the cube just gets written into the numerator of all of the fractional exponents. So we have x 3 over 2, y 3 over 4, and z is actually a 1 over 1, which is the same as just z to the third, and that one has been simplified. We've removed the parentheses. Nothing that we can combine there. Okay, as we look at example 2 here, we can see that this phrase in the parentheses is squared, and which means that the whole thing is multiplied by itself, so I'm going to rewrite it like that. And then we see two terms in there. Remember, this first term has to get multiplied by both of the ones in the second parentheses, and then the second term in the first parentheses has to get multiplied by both of the terms in the second parentheses. So let's do that. First part there, remember functionally when we multiply exponents we actually add them. So this is 1/2 plus 1/2, and that gives us x. And the second part here, we're going to multiply this times the y, so plus x 1/2. They're different variables, so nothing really happens there. We just write them next to each other, indicating multiplication. And then if you look at the second part here, same thing like this, and then the y is plus y. So these are like terms, so we can combine those. So my final answer is x plus 2x 1/2 exponent y 1/2 exponent plus y. And it's been simplified. Okay, let's look at example 3 here. It has a square there, which means I'm just going to write this out a second time. This one's a little different in the sense that we have a negative exponent in there. All right, multiply the first two out, I get x. Multiply the second one out, you're going to see a pattern here where it's going to give me a positive one. It's going to be, and then they're both going to be the same thing and then combine. So 2x 1/2 y to the negative 1/2. And at the end here, negative 1/2 plus a negative 1/2 is a negative 1. So y to the negative first. And there's my answer for example 3. All right, go ahead and work through the practice problems yourself, and then you can check your work with my work. Once again, practice problem A, I'm going to cross that out and write this a second time, like this. All right, as I multiply the first parts out, it just gives me m. As I multiply the second part out and then combine it with like terms, it's going to be plus 2m 1/2 a to the 1/2, and then a 1/2 times a 1/2 as exponent's going to be plus a. And there's my answer for practice problem A. All right, practice problem B, once again, it's squared, so I'm going to write the parentheses out a second time. Multiplies my z's out, I'm going to get z to the first, understood. Once again, when I multiply the second part, they're going to be like terms, so I'm going to get plus 2, and they're going to add, so z 1/2 p to the 1/3. Then a little differently, here at the end, this is negative 1/3 plus negative, 1/3 as an exponent plus 1/3 as an exponent when we're multiplying, which is going to give me a plus p to the 2/3. Not enough there to get to the whole number. All right, and there is the answer for practice problem B. All right, if you have any questions about this, go ahead and text me. Have a great day.